Hi y'all. Hey. I've been gone for a week. Sorry my phone was broke. And you know what? I'm gonna be real. Y'all gonna get a couple sporadic posts because right now I ain't making no money off of this, and I got a 9 to 5 and I got children. But thank you so much for coming back and sticking with me and watching another video, because like I said, y'all keep coming back. Y'all like, share, subscribe. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. So without further ado, we are going to bring y'all this new episode, this Valentine's episode of Rants and Tea with Kelly B. We will be talking about the wonderfulness that comes with relationships. That's why I wore my Amore t-shirt. We gonna talk about the real ugly stuff that you see when it comes to dating and expectations that people have in relationships. Because I'm single, because I ain't gonna say it ain't me, but I'm gonna say it ain't me. Cause people be crazy. Kelly, pick 'em better. You know what? It's some snakes out here. People know how to put on a good game. People know how to tell you what you want to hear. People know how to keep it under wraps. And then they be wild. I am happy. I am loved. I am blessed. I have great people around me. It would be nice if I could have a great person that wanna hunch on me too. Like, exclusively. But you know, all right, first let's get into this Reddit story. So I ran across this joker listening to Reddit, because though I am a partaker in the Reddits, I don't be reading them stories. That's a lot to read, yo. Some of these comments be having me like so this woman is a trip. And this is one of those stories that goes to show you people will lie. Let's just go. All right, so this is from r/am I the asshole on Reddit, and this story is, am I the a-hole for not wanting my husband to go to his ex's funeral? All right, and the story starts, I'll admit I'm biased right off the bat. I couldn't stand her. I call her his ex to myself and others. He calls her his friend. We are all in our early 40s, and she died recently of an aneurysm. I've been with him 10 years now, but he'd known her for 20 plus. The way he tells it, they were friends in college, decided to date, got married, then realized they weren't a great couple and decided to be just friends. All that happened years before I met him. He was clear. Let me rewind that. He was clear early on that she was important. A couple months into dating, it came up that his friend, she has this in italic, his friend was actually his ex-wife. So she didn't know before, found out afterwards. He explained the above to me, saying she was one of his closest friends and that it was purely platonic. I expressed some discomfort at him being so close to an ex, and he told me, that's fine. If you have a serious issue with it, let me know now and save us some time. I'll choose her. Homeboy told her right off the bat, look, if you got a problem with it, I understand it, but I like you and all. This is him continuing. I like you and all, but I've known her for over 12 years, and she's one of the most important people in my life. You'll have to be okay with that if you want us to be a thing. We were engaged, so I guess she said okay. When we were engaged, I asked again. He gave me this perplexed look and asked, why would us getting married affect my friendships? This is what he tells her. I sucked it up and went along. I resented every moment of knowing her, especially when we had to be social. She understood some part of him I couldn't. Her husband was friends with mine as well, so it's not like I could use him as an angle. So she occupied. Everybody seemed to be in this happy little teepee except you, where you had a choice. we'd have lunch. I'm sorry. He'd have lunch with the ex. They go to their geeky movies and whatever. The few times I brought it up, he said, we had this conversation before. You had your chance to back out. She died after they had lunch the other day on the way to her car. He spent a bunch of time crying, but honestly, I was relieved. He was working with her husband on funeral plans. I told him, you don't think you're going, do you? My argument summed up, she's dead, so she's not a factor anymore. He doesn't get to use his "she's my friend" excuse since she doesn't exist anymore. He had his cry for a couple days. He gets to be done with mourning her already. There's no need for him to go to her funeral since I wouldn't want her at his. He was the angriest I've ever seen him when I told him that, replying that he'll be going no matter how I feel and that he's willing to burn this to the ground while holding up his wedding band. He said, I'm willing to burn this to the mother ground. No, wait. This finger. Sorry. He said what he said, though. Besides you, she was the closest friend in my life. Even when she talking cold cash crazy, he still put her in there as one of the most important people that's in his life. He said, besides you. Because at that moment, I'd be like, yo, mama. Her husband and my sisters are calling me an insensitive asshole over this, all saying that there was no romantic aspect to their relationship and that I'm heartless. Her husband went so far as calling me a ghoul for how I've reacted. How mad do you have to be to call someone a ghoul? Like all the curse words are gone. He probably so sophisticated too. That's what it sounds like. Cause I came up with some words to call her, but he mourning. Okay, a ghoul for how I've reacted. I never felt their relationship was appropriate, and I hid that for years because I wanted to be with my husband. Now that she's gone, I don't feel I should have to hide it anymore and can speak freely. Am I the asshole for just wanting him to be done with her, for him to not attend the funeral? First of all, everybody dubbed her the a-hole. This woman is like, she's elated. First of all, she's elated that somebody has passed on. And he said that it literally happened while they were having lunch. She was walking to her car. Side note, not to make this about me, but an aneurysm, that's one of them things that is like one of my biggest fears. You just like chilling. You just going about your everyday life and boom, you out. Like no warning, no anything. Oh God, did y'all ever see the episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when Joyce died? When she came home and Joyce was just on the couch. That was so sad. That was so sad. And she's like, mommy, oh, heartless. Now, I didn't hear anything in the story where this woman was saying that her husband neglected her. He would put things with his friend over their marriage. He even included her and said, besides her, you're my best friend. I'm telling you, it's platonic. I mean, if you're people that do believe that relationships can be platonic, it's some, everybody can't do that. Let's be clear. Everybody can't do that. Some of them, you got some people out there talk about this my cousin, this my homie from when I was younger, yada, 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 and they're a little bit too touchy-feely and a homie too much in your business. Yeah. Some of them side out that shit. They were married for 10 plus years. So I think if she would have mentioned, as much as she does not like this woman, she would have mentioned if the husband had put anything, before their marriage or had, ostracized her in any way. She just simply did not like the fact that this woman was on a tier with her. And now that the woman gone, you can't just... This is one of them situations where definitely the inside voices need to stay here. It's a little bit gauche to say it out loud. there is a update to this as well. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Okay, guys, I found that update as promised. Okay, this update is on R/2X chromosomes via Undid It. I guess that's from him. Anyways, it's from February of 2023. We've been together for 10 years, but he's choosing to end all of that because of how I reacted to his ex-wife's death. They were friends when we met, and his claim was that they dated and got married while they were young and dumb, before realizing they worked better as friends than as a couple. He told me that if I wanted a relationship with him, I needed to accept she'd always be a part of his life. He'd do things like go to geek movies with her and sometimes her husband. They'd do their tabletop gaming, all of which I found boring. He and I had a mostly happy marriage, I thought, but I had to deal with her presence and pretending she and her husband were friends. I hated her, and when she died, I was relieved. I didn't want him going to her funeral, saying now that she was out of his life, he was done with her. I was called cold and callous for wanting to put my foot down. Yes, he went to the funeral, which I was very uncomfortable with. I asked him not to go again, and he just gave me this cold, expressionless stare. She was cremated, and my husband was given a little bit of her ashes in a small urn the size of a pill bottle. I told him it was creepy to have them, and he flipped me the bird. The past month plus of my life has been a nightmare because of her dying. My husband has barely talked to me, and I've received texts from nearly all of our friends and family calling me a monster, all because someone saw my original post on Reddit and shared it with everyone they could, even people at my job. Many of the posts here were nice in comparison to the things the people I thought were my friends said. I was just out of town for several days on a work trip. On Friday, I came home to a partly empty house, his car gone, and a petty sounding letter saying that we would be getting a divorce. Not that he wanted one, that it was going to happen. He'd already filed. He said that my post was one of the most hurtful things he'd ever read, and that my jealousy of his friendship was insane. He wrote, I fucking watched her die. She was walking by my side when it happened. I have nightmares about it. He said I be keeping the house because I don't want to spend every morning waking up to a reminder of the years of lies that was our marriage. He left a list of what he's taking, saying I can keep the rest. His last line was, if it'd been me instead of her, she'd have been there for you in an instant. Remember that. I learned he's staying with her husband because that man sent me a long text telling me to stay away from his home, and he regretted ever letting me into his life. My own sister said if she learned I was dating someone, she'd fill him in on what a black-hearted C-word I am. So yeah, my husband is divorcing me because of his first wife's death. She's more important to him, and it seems to our friends, than keeping our marriage together is. She's screwing up my life, even from the grave. What a peach, guys. Honestly, you gave him inklings. I'm gonna be saying for homie, she gave you inklings that she really wasn't into it. I don't think you thought she was this heartless, though. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he thought that she was this heartless. Basically, she ain't sorry. Narcissist USA. Okay. All right. So let's move on to this special gentleman who had a story time to tell us about a woman and an act of service he requested from the woman. Let's take a look here. I'll put his name up here someplace because I don't feel like even pretending like I'm gonna look at that. But let's explore this video here.
I said, hey, bring me some food. This lady texted me and say, she sent me an Apple request for $100. I replied with Apple Pay and sent her $1.
Okay, so he asked a woman to hey, bring me some food. Don't know where the place is. Or is it, I don't know, a crazy part of California that has exorbitant amounts of food prices? This is some expensive food. She, in turn, sends him a request for $100. So I don't know if it's the food, if it's gas, if it's all of that included and just, service fee or whatever. But he sends her $1. Let's continue.
She says, you forgot 2 zeros. I say, I sent all I could. She said,
you asking for food. You said all you could. It sounds like you need to be cooking at home, bro. Let's continue.
She said, okay. Now, I went to see if she was going to bring me some food. The food never came, but the text message never came. Like, hey, I got you some food. That never came.
Because she was dumb, bro. She said this Negro got me delivering like I'm Uber Eats, and he ain't give me the money for it. I ain't even hit no please in that give me some food. And then it's $100. Where did you request this food from? Exactly. So then he gets no response back. Boom. No response is a response. No response is a response. Let's continue. You know what crack me out? I know I keep stopping it. Like, this was hard. The look on his face, like this was hard. I really had to gather myself. Negro, please.
I made a decision right there. It's over.
No, she already made that decision. It was over. How you gonna break up with somebody after they done already quit you? No, she said you was bugging. No, boo. She broke up with you. I don't know if that's what you got, but I'm telling you, she broke up with you.
It's over. You don't care about my well-being. You don't care that I'm hungry.
No. You hungry for $100 worth of food, my nigga? You don't seem to care about your own well-being. We ain't talking about you being stranded at the hospital and you need me to come and get you. We ain't talking about something where you, I don't know, like your car broke down or, there is something that, seriously, you need some intervention right at that moment or else it's gonna make or break you, okay? And he looks well good and grown. These are the type of people I run into when I date. He got the douchebaggery, the glasses on the inside. I don't know if he had cataract surgery or whatever like that, why he had to wear tinted glasses on the inside and why he's so hurt and why he can't go outside. I don't know, is he a vampire? Can he not go outside and get his own stuff? With the glasses, maybe. But dude, grow up. This is what you base relationships off of?
You don't care about me.
You don't care about me. I swear this sounds so much like somebody I just got done dating. And it ain't even about food. With these type of people, nothing is ever enough. Should you vet out people to say, okay, these are the things that I need. These are the things that, I would like my partner to have. Absolutely. But you also need to be able to recognize when some of the things are you looking for someone to fill certain voids that you yourself should be fulfilling. What I mean by that is this person tells me I'm pretty all the time. There's probably a self-esteem issue there to where you need other people outside of you to validate you, because the first person that should be loving you and feeling all up on you is you, man, woman, or whatever. Oh, I wanted them to bring me some food and she didn't bring me some food when I needed some food. And then without me giving her money for it, without her giving me money for it. And I feel like that she didn't care about me. She didn't care about my well-being. Instead of maybe thinking, maybe I'm being a brat right now. Maybe I'm being a little bit of a prima donna right now. It's, asking someone to fetch me food. That's a bit of a prima donna move, okay? Maybe I just look for different stuff in relationships. Or like if you're one of those people where it's like, oh, my person absolutely has to cook, absolutely has to clean, absolutely has to be making six figures, absolutely has to be that man that takes care of everything. If that's stuff that you like and stuff that you want, cool. But then when the other elements of that person ain't that, like them being caring, them being thoughtful, them being funny, them being fun, them being loyal, those things, you pay more attention to those little trinkets of anybody can do for a hot minute. I can buy you a meal for a hot minute, but can I be there and be your ride or die? Not. Let's back that on up, because I'm not a ride or die. I don't believe in that. I believe in, let's be smart. And I'm not going to co-sign the fuck shit you do just because I'm your girlfriend. I'm not going to do it, okay? And you shouldn't do it because you're the boyfriend neither. Within reason. There's parameters, y'all. This is just spoiled behavior. And I think that's one of the things that are killing us as far as couples. Because instead of us looking at things in foundational things, like, do we share the same likes? Do we, are we able to coexist and get along? Could we have the same ideals about, raising children, about livelihoods, about things like that? No, let me send you on errands and let me make you jump through hoops to make you do that type of stuff. Who is that for? This just gave me the ick. This is icky. This is icky. And I imagine if that girl, the girl that you broke up with, that you decided it wasn't over with, I imagine this was probably like fuck shit number 3 of the things that you done probably did or more that made her be like, and scene. And we're done with this. If it takes for somebody not to bring you no food when you yourself, sir, grown ass man, could do it yourself, get the hell up and get your own food. You don't even want to go get your own food. That's the thing. You don't even want to go get up and get the own food for your own stomach. You don't even want to pay for your own food for your own stomach. And you expect this woman to want to go and fetch some food for you for somebody else's stomach for your... What? You don't even want to do it for you. But you think she should? Oh my God. All right. That's it. Thank you for watching Rants and Tea with Kelly B, this Valentine's Day edition that makes and reminds me why I am happy being just with me, myself, and I. Because people out here crazy. Okay. If y'all like what y'all see, like, share, subscribe. I'm going to try to cut this down and make this a very, very short video. It probably ain't, which it never is. Sorry, y'all, I talk a lot, okay? Try to look at my other videos, tell your friends about me, all of that. Thank you, y'all. See y'all next time. Bye.